thought the road would take forever. There was so much left to see. Every year looked wide and endless, waiting somewhere out for me. Then birthdays came and went so lightly. Numbers changed beside my name. I was always becoming someone, never noticing when I changed. The years took less than I thought. How quickly they became a first job and a rented room, a door with my own name. The years took less than I thought. I could swear I'd just begun. Then I looked into the mirror and wondered where they'd run. There were houses, there were journeys, keys I carried, keys I gave, clothes that slowly left the closet, faces changing in their frames. Nothing happened all at once. No bell announced another age. Life just kept on turning softly, while I kept turning every page. I thought growing old would feel like crossing some great line. The years took less than I thought. There was no line to cross, just mornings becoming decades, without announcing what they cost. The years took less than I thought, and still, what a life it's been. I wouldn't ask to start it over. I'd only look around more than. Came home later than I promised, with my shoes held in my hand. The hallway clock had passed 11. I was sure you'd understand. The house was dark behind the windows, not a sound beyond the lawn. But there above the wooden doorway, the porch light was still on. Back then I hardly noticed. I thought that's how a house should be. The porch light was still on, I came home, a little pool of yellow, saying I was not alone. I never called it love then, it was just a light to me. Now I know somebody left it burning just to make sure I could see. Years went by, the door was painted, someone changed the old front steps. I learned how rooms can feel much colder when there's no one there who waits. And sometimes when I leave a light on for someone coming home too late, I catch myself beside the doorway, doing what you did those days. Some kinds of love are quiet, we understand them much too late. The porch light was still on whenever I came home, a little pool of yellow, saying I was not alone. No speeches and no promises, no words you had to say. You simply kept a light there for me at the ending of the day. How many things did you do quietly that I mistook for ordinary? How many times was I already loved before I knew what love could be? The porch light was still on, I finally know what it meant. Not just a bulb above the doorway, but all the care you never said. And now when evening finds me and I turn that little light on, I think of all the nights I came home and the porch light was still on. I didn't know it then, but I was being waited for. Before the town had opened, before the buses ran, a golden scent came drifting from the baker's busy hands. Flour covered every apron, trays were lined along the wall. I would follow that warm fragrance past the houses down the hall. Nothing grand was waiting there, just a day beginning everywhere. The smell of bread before morning still takes me somewhere warm, to sleepy eyes and wooden tables before the day was born. We never called it happiness, we simply carried on. But the smell of bread before morning brings those little days back home. Paper bags were folded neatly, coins were counted one by one. Butter melted on the first slice as the sleepy day begun. Someone poured a cup beside me, someone saved the crust for last. I can almost feel the quiet of a world that moves smallest scent can find us, and suddenly it's not all gone. The smell of bread before morning still finds me now and then, and for a few familiar seconds I'm standing there again. No photograph could hold it, no clock could make it stay, just the smell of bread before morning and the start of another day. Warm bread in a paper bag, and morning on its way. Breakfast lingered on the table, sunlight rested on the floor. Someone opened up the curtains, no one hurried for the door. We had pockets full of nothing and a whole long day to spend. Every hour seemed to wait for us before it reached the end. Weekends felt longer back then. The clock was in no hurry. We had nowhere we had to be, and nothing chasing after 3. Weekends felt longer back then. We never wondered where they went. Funny how those ordinary days became the ones we miss again. We would wander through the neighborhood, come back when the daylight fell. Someone called us in for supper, and everything was safe and well. No one thought to save the moment, no one knew how fast years go. We were busy being happy without ever having to know. Maybe time was never slower, maybe we were different then. Still I'd give a little something for one of those weekends again. Weekends felt longer back then. The whole world felt close to home. There was always time for one more thing before the evening came along. Weekends felt longer back then, and now I think I understand. We never knew those simple days where happiness already in our hands. We never knew how good we had it then. You were standing by the doorway, looking for your other shoe. I was talking about tomorrow, like I always used to do. You said something about the weather, then you smiled and turned to go. Nothing in that little moment told me what I couldn't know. If the ordinary had a warning, would we ever let it pass? I didn't know I was saying goodbye. I thought I'd see you again, so I waved without remembering exactly what I said back then. There was no final conversation, no reason to hold on tight. I didn't know I was saying goodbye. It felt like any other night. For a while I searched my memory for some meaning I had missed, but endings don't always announce themselves. Sometimes they're simply this: a coat lifted from a chair, a familiar hand upon the door, a moment barely worth remembering until it happens nevermore. Had I known I'd change so little, maybe only stay and look at you. I didn't know I was saying goodbye. Perhaps that's how it had to be. No perfect words, no grand farewell, just you being you with me. And of everything I could remember, that's the part I hold most tight. I didn't know I was saying goodbye, so it still feels a little like hello. Found it in the cupboard, behind the plates we seldom use. Tiny flowers round the edges, faded pink and dusty blue. I poured my coffee slowly and held the handle in my hand. Suddenly I saw the kitchen just exactly as it had been. Coffee in my mother's old cup. Funny what a cup can hold. Morning voices, toast and butter. Little stories never told. Coffee in my mother's old cup. For a while I'm there somehow. I thought those days were nothing special. I know better now. She would leave it by the sink while she went about her day, a towel folded on her shoulder, a strand of hair tucked away. There were crumbs across the counter, something simmering on the stove. All the things I barely noticed were the things that made a home. I don't need the years returned or everything the way it was. Sometimes all it takes to find them is an ordinary cup. Coffee in my mother's old cup, warm between my hands today. All those mornings I once hurried through don't seem so far away. Coffee in my mother's old cup, and one thing feels so clear: the smallest things we lived beside become the things most dear. Tiny flowers, faded blue, and a little piece of home. I passed the house this afternoon, almost drove straight by. The fence was painted another color, but I knew it at first sight. Someone changed the little garden. There's a new lamp by the door. Still I knew which room was mine without counting from the floor. I wonder who lives there now, who wakes beneath that roof, who leaves a cup beside the window and lets the daylight through. Do they know a different version of every room I knew somehow? It's only someone else's home, but I wonder who lives there now. Maybe children climb the staircase, maybe music fills the hall. Someone's measuring their birthdays by the marks along the wall. They'll make stories of their own there, never knowing anything of mine. Funny how a place keeps living while we leave our years behind. For one moment I could almost see two different lives behind the the same door. I wonder who lives there now, and what that house has seen. How many ordinary evenings have passed since it belonged to me. I hope they're making something lovely in the rooms I once called mine. Then I drove on without looking back and left the house behind. She wore red shoes in December, kept loose change inside a tin, drew blue circles on the calendar for places she had never been. She changed her hair without a reason, missed the bus and walked instead, carried folded scraps of paper full of things she meant to write. Sometimes in a crowded window I could swear I see her face. Somewhere my younger self is waiting with a ticket in her hand, certain there are hidden corners no one else will understand. I wouldn't tell her to be careful or explain what lies ahead. I just ask her for an hour and hear everything she said. She wore perfume far too brightly, stayed outside until 2:30. Bought a record for its cover, then played it till she knew it through. She had questions without answers and opinions by the score. Some of them have disappeared now, some I believe even more. Perhaps I haven't left her as completely as I thought. Somewhere my younger self is waiting, still impatient, still unsure, with 100 folded notions her dresser drawer. I wouldn't ask her for her youth or offer mine in trade. I'd only smile to recognize how much of her has stayed. I never watched the shadows growing longer on the wall. Never noticed how my father's hair was darker than I recall. I was always looking forward to somewhere I had yet to go, while ordinary days around me held more beauty than I'd know. There was so much I didn't notice. I was young and looking far away. The light across an open window, the quiet ending of a day. There was so much I didn't notice, thinking life was somewhere else. Now I know the days I hurried through were something beautiful themselves. Gather without planning. Summer evenings had no end. We never thought to take a picture. We assumed we'd meet again. I wouldn't ask to turn back. I'd only look a little longer. There was so much I didn't notice, all the beauty passing by. I kept waiting for my life to start while I was living it all the time. Now the smallest things remind me what I couldn't see back then. There was so much I didn't notice. I wish I'd noticed more of it. I used to think you knew the answers. You always seemed so far ahead. You made the hard things look so simple with all the quiet things you said. I never thought about your birthday or counted years the way I do, until one morning I discovered I'd grown a little older than you. The day I became older than I remember you, something in the world felt strange. You stayed exactly where I left you, while I kept gathering my days. I wondered if you ever felt uncertain, if you were finding your way too. understand the silence and the tiredness in your eyes, how you carried all your worries so they never became mine. I thought grown-ups had no questions, I believed you always knew. Now I've lived enough to realize you were learning as you went too. The day I became older, then I remember you. I saw you differently somehow, not only as the one who guided me, but someone much like I am now. You must have had your private wishes and roads you never traveled through. I wish I'd known you better when I was younger than you. If we could meet as we are now, perhaps I'd listen more than speak. I'd ask about the dreams you carried and the things you couldn't keep. The day I became older, then I remember you. I didn't feel so old at all. I only wished we'd had more time for conversations I recall. You haven't aged inside my mind, but somehow I continue to. And now I hold you differently than when I last knew you. You stayed young inside my memory, while the years kept finding me. I thought the road would take forever. There was so much left to see. Every year looked wide and endless, waiting somewhere out for me. Then birthdays came and went so lightly. Numbers changed beside my name. I was always becoming someone, never noticing when I changed. The years took less than I thought. How quickly they became a first job and a rented room, a door with my own name. The years took less than I thought. I could swear I'd just begun. Then I looked into the mirror and wondered where they'd run. There were houses, there were journeys, keys I carried, keys I gave, clothes that slowly left the closet, faces changing in their The years took less than I thought. There was no line to cross, just mornings becoming decades, without announcing what they cost. The years took less than I thought, and still what a life it's been. I wouldn't ask to start it over. I'd only look around more than. Came home later than I promised, with my shoes held in my hand. The hallway clock had passed 11. I was sure you'd understand. The house was dark behind the windows, not a sound beyond the lawn. But there above the wooden doorway, the porch light was still on. Back then I hardly noticed. I thought that's how a house should be. The porch light was still on whenever I came home. A little pool of yellow saying I was not alone. I never called it love then. It was just a light to me. Now I know somebody left it burning just to make sure I could see. Years went by, the door was painted. Someone changed the old front steps. I learned how rooms can feel much colder when there's no one there who waits. And sometimes when I leave a light on for someone coming home too late, I catch myself beside the doorway, doing what you did those days. Some kinds of love are quiet, we understand them much too late. The porch light was still on whenever I came home. A little pool of yellow saying I was not alone. No speeches and no promises, no words you had to say. You simply kept a light there for me at the ending of the day. How many things did you do quietly that I mistook for ordinary? How many times was I already loved before I knew what love could be? The porch light was still on. I finally know what it meant. Not just a bulb above the doorway, but all the care you never said. And now when evening finds me and I turn that little light on, I think of all the nights I came home and the porch light was still on. I didn't know it then, but I was being waited for. before the buses ran. A golden scent came drifting from the baker's busy hands. Flour covered every apron, trays were lined along the wall. I would follow that warm fragrance past the houses down the hall. Nothing grand was waiting there, just a day beginning everywhere. The smell of bread before morning still takes me somewhere warm, to sleepy eyes and wooden tables before the day was born. We never called it happiness, we simply carried on. But the smell of bread before morning brings those little days back home. Paper bags were folded neatly, coins were counted one by one. Butter melted on the first slice as the sleepy day begun. Someone poured a cup beside me, someone saved the crust for last. I can almost feel the quiet of a world that moved less fast. So much disappears unnoticed while we're busy growing on. Then the smallest scent can find us, and suddenly it's not all gone. The smell of bread before morning still finds me now and then, and for a few familiar seconds I'm standing there again. No photograph could hold it, no clock could make it stay. Just the smell of bread before morning and the start of another day. Warm bread in a paper bag, and morning on its way. Breakfast lingered on the table, sunlight rested on the floor. Someone opened up the curtains, no one hurried for the door. We had pockets full of nothing and a whole long day to spend. Every hour seemed to wait for us before it reached the end. Weekends felt longer back then. The clock was in no hurry. We had nowhere we had to be, and nothing chasing after 3. Weekends felt longer back then. We never wondered where they went. Funny how those ordinary days became the ones we miss again. Someone called us in for supper, and everything was safe and well. No one thought to save the moment. No one knew how fast years go. We were busy being happy without ever having to know. Maybe time was never slower. Maybe we were different then. Still I'd give a little something for one of those weekends again. Weekends felt longer back then. The whole world felt close to home. There was always time for one more thing before the evening came along. Weekends felt longer back then, and now I think I understand. We never knew those simple days where happiness already in our hands. We never knew how good we had it been. You were standing by the doorway, looking for your other shoe. I was talking about tomorrow, like I always used to do. You said something about the weather, then you smiled and turned to go. Nothing in that little moment told me what I couldn't know. If the ordinary had a warning, would we ever let it pass? I didn't know I was saying goodbye. I thought I'd see you again, so I waved without remembering exactly what I said back then. There was no final conversation, no reason to hold on tight. I didn't know I was saying goodbye. It felt like any other night. For a while I searched my memory for some meaning I had missed, but endings don't always announce themselves. Sometimes they're simply this: a coat lifted from a chair, a familiar hand upon the door, a moment barely worth remembering until it happens nevermore. Had I known I'd change so little, maybe only stay and look at you. I didn't know I was saying goodbye. Perhaps that's how it had to be. No perfect words, no grand farewell, just you being you with me. And of everything I could remember, that's the part I hold most tight. I didn't know I was was saying goodbye, so it still feels a little like hello. Found it in the cupboard, behind the plates we seldom use. Tiny flowers round the edges, faded pink and dusty blue. I poured my coffee slowly and held the handle in my hand. Suddenly I saw the kitchen, just exactly as it had been. Coffee in my mother's old cup. Funny what a cup can hold. Morning voices, toast and butter. Little stories never told. Coffee in my mother's old cup. For a while I'm there somehow. I thought those days were nothing special. I know better now. She would leave it by the sink while she went about her day. A towel folded on her shoulder, a strand of hair tucked away. There were crumbs across the counter, something simmering on the stove. All the things I barely noticed were the things that made a home. I don't need the years returned or everything the way it was. Sometimes all it takes to find them is an ordinary cup. Coffee in my mother's old cup, warm between my hands today. All those mornings I once hurried through don't seem so far away. Coffee in my mother's old cup, and one thing feels so clear: the smallest things we lived beside become the things most dear. Tiny flowers, faded blue, and a little piece of home. Passed the house this afternoon, almost drove straight by. The fence was painted another color, but I knew it at first sight. Someone changed the little garden. There's a new lamp by the door. Still I knew which room was mine without counting from the floor. I wonder who lives there now, who wakes beneath that roof, who leaves a cup beside the window and lets the daylight through. Do they know a different version of every room I knew somehow? It's only someone else's home, but I wonder who lives there now. Maybe children climb the staircase, maybe music fills the hall. Someone's measuring their birthdays by the marks along the wall. They'll make stories of their own there, never knowing anything of mine. Funny how a place keeps living while we leave our years behind. For one moment I could almost see two different lives behind the same door. I wonder who lives there now, and what that house has seen. How many ordinary evenings have passed since it belonged to me. I hope they're making something lovely in the rooms I once called mine. Then I drove on without looking back and left the house behind. She wore red shoes in December, kept loose change inside a tin, drew blue circles on the calendar for places she had never been. She changed her hair without a reason, missed the bus and walked instead, carried folded scraps of paper full of things she meant to write. Sometimes in a crowded window I could swear I see her face. Somewhere my younger self is waiting with a ticket in her hand, certain there are hidden corners no one else will understand. ahead. I just ask her for an hour and hear everything she said. She wore perfume far too brightly, stayed outside until 2:30. Bought a record for its cover, then played it till she knew it through. She had questions without answers, and opinions by the score. Some of them have disappeared now, some I believe even more. Perhaps I haven't left her as completely as I thought. Somewhere my younger self is waiting, still impatient, still unsure, with 100 folded notions tucked inside her dresser drawer. I wouldn't ask her for her youth or offer mine in trade. I'd only smile to recognize how much of her has stayed. I never watched the shadows growing longer on the wall. Never noticed how my father's hair was darker than I recall. I was always looking forward to somewhere I had yet to go, while ordinary days around me held more beauty than I'd know. There was so much I didn't notice. I was young and looking far away, the light across an open window, the quiet ending of a day. There was so much I didn't notice, thinking life was somewhere else. Now I know the days I hurried through were something beautiful themselves. Friends would gather without planning. Summer evenings had no end. We never thought to take a picture. We assumed we'd meet again. I wouldn't ask to turn back time. I'd only look a little longer. There was so much I didn't notice, all the beauty passing by. I kept waiting for my life to start while I was living it all the time. Now the smallest things remind me what I couldn't see back then. There was so much I didn't notice. I wish I'd noticed more of it. I used to think you knew the answers. You always seemed so far ahead. You made the hard things look so simple with all the quiet things you said. I never thought about your birthday or counted years the way I do, until one morning I discovered I'd grown a little older than you. The day I became older, then I remember you. Something in the world felt strange. You stayed exactly where I left you, while I kept gathering my days. I wondered if you ever felt uncertain, if you were finding your way too. The day I became older, then I remember you. Now I understand the silence and the tiredness in your eyes, how you carried all your worries so they never became mine. I thought grown-ups had no questions. I believed you always knew. Now I've lived enough to realize you were learning as you went too. The day I became older, then I remember you. I saw you differently somehow, not only as the one who guided me, but someone much like I am now. You must have had your private wishes and roads you never traveled through. I wish I'd known you better when I was younger than you. If we could meet as we are now, perhaps I'd listen more than speak. I'd ask about the dreams you carried and the things you couldn't keep. The day I became older, then I remember you. I didn't feel so old at all. I only wished we'd had more time for conversations I recall. You haven't aged inside my mind, but somehow I continued to. And now I hold you differently than when I last knew you. You stayed young inside my memory, while the years kept finding